We're going to be talking to Marta Georgieva. She's an investment advisor at the Department of International Trade, British Embassy. So welcome. Welcome, Marta.
Thank you.
Well, you've got a nice round 9 minutes
Okay,
until we get kicked off. Yeah. Again, I've been hurrying things a bit because I know we are on a tight schedule and the next speakers are due in 9 minutes. So thank you for joining us. I know it was on a short notice. We would very much like to learn a bit more about the DIT activity and especially how that impacts Romanian startups.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thank you for having me and giving me the chance also to present the UK point of view. I'm happy to represent the UK Department for International Trade and more specifically the investment team for Central and Eastern Europe. So coming back to the topic on the role of the government to support the development of the tech environment and the whole entrepreneurial sphere, the previous speakers already mentioned the role of different policies, and I can talk a lot about the different funding programs, the different initiatives that the government has launched to reduce taxes, both for investors or entrepreneurs, or grants ranging from helping startups do a feasibility analysis to actually growing and testing their product. I'd like to say that, of course, these are must-haves. This is the basis for a country if they want to become a hotspot for attracting the top talent and top companies. But we touched on the topic of when you want to succeed on a foreign market, you have to be there on the ground among the people. And I'd like to believe that this applies to the government as well. So I'd like to use this opportunity to present two more innovative or atypical initiatives that a government has launched to support European startups. For example, an interesting case, the UK government has actually hired a team of entrepreneurs or ex-VCs. They have attracted them to work for the government part-time and launched the so-called Global Entrepreneur Program to select and support innovative, highly technological startups which want to grow on the UK market. And they want to merge this the experience of a government entity and a business team to provide a real life support to companies that want to succeed. The second example would be the team that I have the pleasure to be part of. The UK government has created a separate investment support team for Central and Eastern Europe, covering 10 countries, including Romania, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Poland, Hungary, and so on and so forth. And they have launched a program which is free of charge for companies, startups, or SMEs, which want to expand and enter the UK market. Our team provides a range of services tailored to the needs of the companies, from purely informative, doing a market research, helping them understand the legal environment, all the navigate through the maze of government programs and funding schemes and so forth, to actually giving them a practical support on the ground. So every company that wants to cooperate with the UK team, they receive the project manager on spot in Great Britain, who is the person to support them with all the technicalities, from registering to opening a bank account, finding an office there, to also the networking aspect of connecting them to different associations or organizations. So I know we're running short of time.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay. So it's very interesting because, again, free, it's always a nice word to hear, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're getting this much effort into startups, into moving them and SMEs as well into UK, how do you think the next changes in the political environments are going to affect that?
I knew this was coming.
Okay, I mean, Canada just gave us visas, so...
Well, that's... great for them, I'm a fan. So, of course, after the recent referendum, there will be political changes. This is unavoidable. But this is something that, first of all, there are many negotiations pending. Whatever decision will be taken, it will take some time to be implemented. But
so just enough to grow and exit, right?
no, I hope not. But what I wanted to say is that in the meantime, the government is actually working very actively to keep up all these programs that are there to support businesses. So from an entrepreneurial perspective, from a business perspective, it is business as usual and even more. They're creating separate teams, new departments to continue this process of helping European companies not move, I don't like the word relocate, but expand and grow. Like they consider it as a platform to growth in the European markets.
That's quite interesting. So, guys, anybody interested to expand, open an office in London, and get some financial support from the UK government? Any questions?
I have.
Okay.
Here we have there.
It's working. Hi, thank you for the presentation. Myself, I'm Romanian. I have a company in Poland and in UK, and I really find it hard to do, to run a business in Romania. Can you please advise, what would you advise entrepreneurs and also the authorities in making all the process much smoother when it comes to investment taxes and so on in Romania? Because myself, I would like to come back and run the companies here in Romania. But at this point, it's really, really hard to scale when I need to pay almost 50% tax for employing someone.
This is an interesting case, so help grow here, not in the UK.
Basically, he just wants some free advice for the Romanian government.
Okay,
right?
well, we can talk afterwards too. But what I would advise you is, every government, including Romania, they have teams to help with those issues and to ease the process. So what I would advise is check with the local embassy or investment agency. It's their job and they're doing it. It's a pity that not that many people are aware of it. But there is definitely a team that can help with this. So find out the people whose job it is to help you with those things.
And again, locally in Romania, if you are in the IT business, if you are making software, you should also talk to Anis, because that's what we want to do together. We try to fight this bureaucratic environment and get them to make our job easier. So here you go, you're invited.
Yeah. And if you have any issues with the UK market, just get in touch with me. Okay.
Any other question, guys? Well, if that's all, thank you so much. I think I managed to pull it off just in time. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.